where did you come from? And you're like, well, I haven't just come from nowhere. Like, I've been doing this. I'm Florence Pugh. I'm here with BuzzFeed to talk about my first times. How full on it was all day, that you could go a whole day without sitting down if you were working round the clock. I didn't quite realize just how many people it took to make like one scene happen. And that was an amazing thing to realize. It's quite amazing. Well, not as a celebrity, but as just someone that was maybe like proud of working hard and then like wanted to honor that with something, was probably I got a coat from Rag & Bone. I think it was like a sheepy kind of coat with buckles that I only get out for special occasions. I love buying gifts for people, but for myself, I definitely am not as like blasé. It's easier with friends and family to be like, sure, I'll get you that. And then afterwards go, well, I'm not gonna buy myself shoes for another year. First time I saw myself in the papers was probably, well, most definitely was The Falling. And I remember I was in like a few of these lists of like ones to watch, but it would be, you know, like a small little face of mine. And I remember at the time I'd just met Taron Egerton at the London Film Festival, like pre-party or something like that. And we both had our little circles with our faces on, and he was there and I was there. And I remember sending him a text being like, look, oh my goodness, we're one to watch. And my family, my parents kept every single clipping, and I still think we've got them somewhere in a pile. My first pet was our family dog, Blossom. She was a bull mastiff. She was huge. I used to sometimes sit on her because I was tiny and she was just like this big cow. And she was amazing. She was a perfect nanny dog. I still don't really realize that I'm famous. It takes a lot longer than you think. Like, for example, every single movie that you do, obviously more and more people are aware of it happening. But I think for a long time, the people that have been following you from the beginning have been watching the weird niche ones that come out, and then it's only when you do bigger ones where more people come on board and they go, where did you come from? And you're like, well, I haven't just come from nowhere, like I've been doing this. And so I think with that, you end up getting different groups of fans and followers, and so I think for me, it's taken me a long time to realize that I'm someone that people would know. I don't want to think that everybody knows me. I like having honest chats with people. Maxine Peake, my first movie. Maxine Peake played Maisie Williams' mum, and I grew up watching Maxine Peake, Shameless. I mean, I watched it far too young, but it was amazing, and she's amazing. Yeah, that was just like, you know, just one of those amazing people that you've watched act, and it happens to be in my first movie. I'm never weird about it. I think, like, to me, I know that they are just people, but yeah, it was definitely my first movie, Maxine Peake. And obviously Maisie Williams, but I was so close with her already, like, we needed to become best friends, and we were best friends. But Maxine Peake, I obviously didn't really get to know, so she was just on set. I was like... I didn't ever really follow recipes. I was more of just a mad scientist in the kitchen. I just throw things in a bowl and mix chickpeas. But I used to do like a spicy, oniony, garlicky chickpea thing. I mean, looking back on it, I was like 8 years old, which is pretty sophisticated, but I still make it now sometimes. Amazing, thank you so much, cheers. Thank you for chatting.